It's 6 o'clock in Helsinki. Hello, everyone. It's not conventionally time for a coffee, but we want to offer you a virtual privacy espresso. Together with us are Jan Ameri, the CEO at Arctic15, an important startup investors in innovation taking place in Helsinki in the next 10 days. And Markus Myhrberg, the head of privacy practice and partner at Lexia, one of the leading law firms in Helsinki, also for what concerns innovative businesses. I'm pleased to say that PrivacyRules is one of the partners of this edition of Arctic15. We will be there, and we will be there for a specific reason. We want to speak with investors and we want to speak with startuppers, and Arctic15 is evidently the perfect place where to make it happen. And we will have a double message if you want. So 2 messages in the same bottle. The messages we are delivering is, if you want to invest, you need to be sure that the data privacy and cybersecurity are respected, because otherwise your investment might be lost on the way. And to startuppers, make sure that you have a privacy program since the day 0 of your activity, because all the data that you will be collecting need to be treated according to a specific procedure. Otherwise, you will be in trouble too. So we are starting today with Jan. So I would like to ask Jan, what's Arctic15 for the few out there who do not know what it is, and what's your approach to startup, and in particular, which are the messages that you have? I believe they are trust and action, but we want to hear this from you.
Okay, thank you so much, Andrea. It's a pleasure to be here to this evening, and excited and super happy to have PrivacyRules as part of the Arctic15 this year for the first time. So really excited about that. Welcome. And about Arctic15, we've been running the conference since 2011, and it's like a very heavily focused on the matchmaking and the networking, deal making. So you come there for finding deals, finding partners, finding friendships, less about the inspiration and more about the getting things done and action. Especially this year, we have a theme is action matters. So it's all about taking action, and now through the hopefully getting out of the pandemic in the coming months and getting travel. So don't just relax for the summer. You need to work hard also on the summer and take some actions, not personal pleasure and travel, but also on the business side. Think what's going to be coming on the fall, so that we want to push people now in the brink of the summer, like, hey, let's still focus and do and connect with people, and bringing a lot of investors coming, a very international lineup. It's not maybe fair to say, but I'm impressed myself on what kind of a speaker lineup we got again, and so I'm really happy with that. And we just push out more today, and then a lot of startups coming, and the pitching competition will be there. So it's going to be a lot of action and many workshops. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be wanting to join also your workshop, and then I'll looking forward to hear more about what you guys are planning to do also in detail.
Excellent, Jan. Thank you very much. And so if we can pass it on to Markus now. Markus, we are going to speak, in fact, at Arctic15. We are organizing a workshop specifically for investors. And of course, we are thinking about investors of startups, innovative businesses that by definition nowadays are collecting data. So which is, in your opinion, the message for them? What are we going to tell in a nutshell, of course? And on the side, we will also have a virtual event at Lexia after the workshop that we will have in Arctic15 to complete the picture of our multiple messages. So, Markus.
Yeah, thank you, Andrea, so much, and thank you, Jan, for describing Arctic15. And I have to say that Lexia has been also previously partnered to our Arctic15, and we've been very happy of the cooperation so far. And now this time via PrivacyRules, or together with PrivacyRules, and with a little bit bigger and worldwide panel or workshop. And for the message for the investor is, of course, that you can't avoid to take care of the private data privacy matters anymore. So whenever you do the investments, you have to be sure that the target company is able, if not already compliant. I don't know if they are fully compliant startups or companies at all, but ready to be compliant, ready to work on these matters. And it's a real risk that due to lacks of data privacy, including data security, actually you can lose your whole investment. unfortunately, we have seen those cases also in Finland.
Indeed so, and the approach we are going to have in this edition is actually based on three different pillars, each of them equally important for what concerns the treatment of data. So we will have Markus and other colleagues, leading experts in data protection from the legal side. We will also have cybersecurity companies, because of course, on the one side, you need to comply with regulations, and on the other side, you need to be in the condition to process data according to some specific safeguards. It's not a news that cyber attacks are increasing in these recent times. Last year, there was a big wake-up call in Finland that actually shook the market, definitely, and led a lot of companies to realize that this is a big concern. But we are also addressing data privacy concerns from the communication side and the public relations side. So we will be there with NetProfile, a leading communication company from Finland, which will explain actually the service they have developed in order to face data crisis, which is equally important. You need to be prepared, because when something happens, you might lose the most important thing, which are not resources of the companies, which are not the expenses you have to retrieve data, but most important, your reputation and the trust of the customers. Yeah. So Jan, in your experience, how important is this? We were talking about trust. So based on what you know, what is people looking for in these regards from startups?
Well, it's really simple answer, because everything is built on trust, and then the trust you can give, you can earn it both ways there. On a personal level, and people like to still buy or collaborate or do stuff with people they like, people they trust. And then especially if you look at startups and investors making deals with each other, of course, if you start lying, even on a pitching competition application, let's say very simple like this for us, and if you start lying there that you get better, and then in the end, or you say, oh, I have this much revenues, and then when they do diligence happens, wait a minute, this is not true, you're not gonna get it, so you'll get caught in the end. So it's like super important to be honest and trustful, and keep it as transparent as possible. Of course, you don't tell all the secrets, but it's super important. Of course, that what you're saying about the data protection, this is like a next level stuff always there, but the trust is the key to successful and a good partnership and business decisions, obviously there. So it's a no-brainer, obviously, that be honest and then have everything ready and open for investors to see.
Excellent, Jan, thank you. And Markus, building on these, why it's so important to have expertise at international level. One company based in Helsinki might believe that coming to you, it's sufficient to learn what must be known at the Finnish level, but it's not the case, correct? For data in particular, and for data transfer. So in really 1 minute, can you explain to us why?
Yeah, first I have to say to Jan's comment that trust is everything, and losing the trust, one easy way it happens is like you do not follow the rules, for example, around data protection and privacy. And those are so important questions nowadays. For the international environment, at least in the EU, we nowadays look only GDPR and only questions, but hey, most of the startups are born global, so there are some rules, regulations, ethic matters, and codes of conduct also out of the EU. And whatever you aim to have customers from there, so you have to have some kind of knowledge of also those matters. And it's not only your company, but it's also your product to be compliant worldwide.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I would love actually to remain with you longer, and ideally also be physically present. It's still not so easy and so allowed. But in any case, we invite everyone there in the audience to come and to meet with us. It will be on the 2nd of June and Arctic 15 and 10 o'clock in the morning Helsinki time, Eastern European time. And then it will be again with a session and a seminar dedicated to startups virtually at Lexia in the afternoon, starting from 6 o'clock Helsinki time. So hopefully we will see many of you there. And once more, thank you very much, Jan, for being here. And thank you very much, Markus, as well.